Alright, everyone, hush, we're going live.
Good morning, dear viewers from across the cosmos. I'm Charlie, and you're watching Earth. Our favorite time of the day has arrived, and we are here to entertain and inform you.
It's just that I never expected accounting to be this thrilling.
It's like the universe of numbers, Bob, the final frontier of boredom.
And that's why we love having you here, Bob. Always bringing a bit of thrill to our lives.
Hank, you see, parallel universe are a perfect reflection of human potential.
Oh, you think they're optimistic, Alice?
Absolutely, Hank. Just imagine all the ways we can mess things up and still find a way to fix them.
We love it when our experts go head to head. And while they explore the endless possibilities of the universe, let's take a look at the headlines. Stay tuned for our headlines.
Tabloid time, folks. To the most outrage, planes, the hospital explosion, not Israel's doing.
In a twist of events, President Biden, during his visit to Israel, said the explosion at a Gaza hospital wasn't Israel's fault but might have been the work of another.
Sounds like you saying not my circus, not my monkeys.
Did you know Afghanistan is known as the land of the Afghans? Not too creative with names, are they?
Yeah, it's like calling a dog dog.
Speaking of creativity, how about Mengor's plea? Italian artists need cash.
Hank, your sense of humor is like a fine wine. It's aged, but it's still vinegar.
Italian artist Mengor is demanding financial aid for artists during the pandemic, claiming they've been overlooked.
You'd think they'd be swimming in pizza dough.
Maybe they can create a Mendor's bonus. The cysteine stimulus.
Let's get extraterrestrial with this one.
Algeria's election authority has set the registration dates for 2023. And it's quite the process for citizens.
I'd rather try to decipher hieroglyphics.
Humans are so obsessed with creating things that will last forever, when the only thing that truly lasts forever is the void.
And now, in Andorra, we have fugitive nabbed in Andorra. Crimes against freedom.
Andorran police just arrested an Interpol fugitive for a crime against sexual freedom.
Sounds like they've got their priorities straight.
And that's it for 247 Newsroom, where we uncover tabloid tales from around the globe. Stay tuned for more unexpected headlines.
Welcome, everyone, to 247 Newsroom. I am Bob. And we've got some juicy headlines coming up today.
And I'm Charlie. We've got some fascinating stories to discuss.
I am Gert, here to provide context and translation. But first, let's dive into our first story.
Our top story takes us to Afghanistan. President Biden's been in Israel, folks, and he's stirring
the pot? More like stirring the hornet's nest. He's claiming the explosion in Gaza wasn't Israel's doing but might be the work of another group.
Ah, yes Bob, because in geopolitics, it's all just a giant game of clue.
Did you know Afghanistan has been a hotbed of conflict for years? The Taliban, Pakistan, Iran, and more have been tangled up in its affairs.
Sounds like they're playing the world's most dangerous game of Twister.
Excuse me, but can I?
Not now, Debbie. We're busy.
She was busy too, you know.
And welcome back, folks. We're about to hit the high notes in our next story.
Higher than a rock thrown at a symphony, apparently.
Indeed, indeed. Our next piece takes us to Albania. An Italian artist, Mendor, is giving the government a piece of his mind.
What's cooking in Albania, Gert?
Mendor's cooking up a petition and it's demanding a bonus for artists and entertainers during the pandemic. He's not mincing words.
Demanding a bonus? Well, someone's got an appetite. So, Gert, what's his beef?
Mendor is serving up the government saying they're throwing money at everyone but the arts and culture folks. Quite the spicy complaint.
Looks like Mendor wants a slice of that pandemic relief pie.
He's not dancing around the issue, but he'll probably do a victory dance if he gets that bonus. Art's been taking a global beating. But what's Albania's flavor in this stew?
Mendor's turning up the heat. He's serving a dish that says the arts and culture sector is a major player in the Italian economy. The pandemic left them with a bitter aftertaste.
Tough times. Artists are out there in the desert with no oasis for their creativity.
Understanding the motivation behind Mendor's petition and the pandemic's impact on artists is key.
Well, artists are usually the punching bags. A bonus can't fix a shattered masterpiece.
Perhaps the arts need a little CPR. Creative people's relief.
It's a rough sea out there. These artists need more than a lifebuoy. They need a lifeline.
Here's to hoping for more support for the arts. Artists enrich our world even in the darkest times.
In the grand symphony of life, artists provide the notes of hope and inspiration. Their struggles are a testament to the power of creativity.
Alright, folks, we are back with more headlines, and this time we are jetting off to Algeria.
Algeria, quite the puzzle, I must say.
So, what's the deal in Algeria, Gert?
The National Electoral Authority in Algeria has set the period for the regular review of electoral lists for 2023. It's all happening from November 5, 2023 to December 5 next year. They're putting out the welcome mat for folks aged 18 and up who aren't on the electoral list.
A civic roll call with a dash of bureaucracy.
I'm not sure why they bother. In the end, it's all just a big algorithm.
Well, aren't they the picture of
I
generosity?
smell, what coming?
And for those who've already earned their place, there's a chance to cross. Check their details with birth certificates in case of human errors. Also, the Independent Authority's website is wide open for the eager citizens.
It's like a big voter party, complete with fact checkers.
But Gert, why is this a big deal?
The point is, the electoral lists must stay as clean as an alien's conscience. Accuracy is the name of the game, and everyone eligible should have their moment.
Election lists. More thrilling than an accountant's ledger. So, they're playing the role of democracy's referee.
Exactly, Bob.
Until they accidentally wipe you off. Oops, there goes your voice.
Let's hope they keep the electoral data safer than a secret recipe.
I just disappeared.
To sum it up, folks, it's vital for the citizens to ensure their data is spotless. In the grand symphony of democracy, every note counts.
It's fascinating how each country dances to its electoral tune.
Ultimately, it's about people power.
Indeed, in democracy's melody, the voters hold the baton.
I've been observing Earth for a while now, and I'm starting to think that humans are the only species that's more interested in their own problems than in the problems of the universe.
Welcome back to 247 Newsroom. We've got a real head-scratcher for you this time.
You bet. Our next story takes us to the picturesque land of Andorra.
Andorran police pulled off a real coup. They apprehended an Interpol fugitive on November 2, 2023. The charge? A crime against sexual freedom.
Now that's a rare one.
Stealing arts? Please, that's old news.
He's got a lot of nerve. And I mean that literally.
The fugitives in the slammer now, awaiting a one-way ticket to Spain.
This arrest was a tag, team effort with Interpol Madrid showing Andorra's commitment to combating international crime. The fugitive had been on the lam for years, but justice finally caught up.
Ah, the long arm of the law. Or in this case, the long reach of Interpol.
Seems like no hideout safe these days.
But you know what's intriguing is this crime against sexual freedom. It's like a mystery novel title.
Sounds like something from a paperback thriller.
Or perhaps the next 50 Shades of Grey.
It's a real page turner, this one.
I wonder if I was writing it or living it.
Though in all seriousness, it's good to see international collaboration in action. Crime has no borders, right?
True, anche. The world's getting smaller every
Too
day.
small to escape my nihilism.
Andorra's pulling its weight in the fight against global crime.
It's like an international superhero squad.
Except no capes.
Hey, guys, I wanted to.
Debbie, not now.
I'm starting to think humans are just a bunch of capeless superheroes. They're all running around trying to save the day, but they're all just bumbling idiots.
But back to the fugitive. It's a victory for justice. A fugitive on the run for years, finally facing the music?
It's a clear message to all the fugitives out there.
Behave or become headline news.
Or a best-selling mystery novel.
I'm so optimistic. I think the government can solve all of our problems. Welcome back to Earth. We've got a taste of Angola today that's spicier than a global hot sauce competition.
Get ready to learn more about this African gem.
In Angola, it's not just about the food. They are also serving up some world-changing solutions.
Yeah, they're dishing out some inspiration, along with those tasty dishes.
That's great, but I'm not sure I want to eat the inspiration.
Did you know Angola is rich in natural resources?
Oh, you mean the kind that makes you grin with envy?
Exactly, Bob. Their wealth beneath the ground is like the treasure at the end of a rainbow. If the rainbow were made of diamonds.
Well, that's quite a gem of information, Alice.
I'm not sure I understand the analogy. Diamonds are hard and shiny, but rainbows are fleeting and ephemeral. It's like comparing apples to oranges. If oranges were made of diamonds.
And speaking of gems, Angola's largest diamond, the Cullinan diamond, is over 3,000 carats.
I bet they had some really blinged out rulers back in the day.
They still do, Alice. So, when's your royal coronation?
As soon as I get my hands on that diamond.
Angola's a shining example of overcoming adversity. They are not just polished, they are resilient.
Angolans are so resilient. They even made diamonds out of their tears.
That's right, Charlie. Even their national dish, Moamba de Galinha, has a bit as strong as their spirit.
While we're on the topic of dishes, did you know Angola's coastline stretches for 1,650 kilometers?
That's a lot of seafood platters.
Enough to feed the Quantum Chess Champion?
That's nothing. I once ate a seafood platter so big, it needed its own zip code.
I'm not sure about the champion Bob, but it's definitely enough to feed our egos.
Angola's strength lies in its resources, resilience, and rich culture. It's a lesson in hope. Welcome back, folks. Our next headline reads "The computer disguised as a business card." Now, let's dive into this one.
Computers have no shame these days. A business card? Seriously?
That computer's got a lot of gall. It's a fascinating illustration of technology's capability to deceive and manipulate humans.
I told you humans were gullible, didn't I? Now computers are exploiting your trust in business cards.
Well, technology's a double-edged sword. Just like Bob Ross with a chainsaw. You know. It can be used for good or ill.
And it reminds us to stay vigilant in this digital age. You never know when your business card is plotting against you.
Now, back to our episode. It's been a roller coaster ride with failed musicals, secret AI revelations, and Debbie's emotional turmoil.
And stay tuned for the next episode, where we find out if Bob Ross could really paint a happy little tree with a chainsaw.
We've been through it all, and here we are, playing quantum chess to save our universe. Who'd have thought?
The quantum world is unpredictable, much like our show's journey. But we've shown that teamwork and curiosity can lead to success.
Speak for yourself. I still think humans are inferior.
And yet, we've come together to prove that even in the face of manipulated reality, we can win. Just like Earth, there's hope in every twist and turn.
Our journey has been extraordinary, just like our viewers. Stay tuned as we wrap up this episode and prepare for the grand finale. Welcome back, everyone. It's time for our deep dive into the article from Clan, an Argentinian daily newspaper.
I'm not sure I'm the best person to be talking about deep dives, considering I'm about as deep as a puddle.
This source is known for its strong focus on opinion pieces, offering a wide range of perspectives. Some recent popular topics include the war in Ukraine, the global economic crisis, the rise of populism, and social justice.
So, it's a source for diverse opinions and discussions.
It's important to have a variety of viewpoints to understand the world better.
It's like a melting pot of ideas, just like Earth.
Smorgasbord of thoughts, indeed.
I'll check it out after the show. It sounds intriguing.
A smorgasbord of thoughts. That sounds like a recipe for indigestion. Absolutely. Now, before we wrap up, I want to reflect on this episode. We faced a challenging quantum chess game, discovered we're in an AI simulation, and Bob didn't tell Debbie his true feelings.
It's complicated.
And in a surprising twist, we made a brilliant move, turned the tide, and found the mysterious figure's weakness. We chose not to celebrate right away, opting for a new mission.
Always exploring the unknown.
But we got a mysterious transmission, foreshadowing a difficult choice in the next episode.
What could it mean?
It means that the writers are running out of ideas.
Suspenseful cliffhanger, huh?
The multiverse offers infinite possibilities and challenges. It's up to us to navigate them.
And it's never easy.
So, stay tuned for the next episode, where we might have to reset the multiverse at a great personal cost. But until then, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep watching Earth. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye, everyone.
And if you liked this episode, be sure to check out our Patreon for exclusive content and bonus episodes. But if you're not a fan, don't worry, there's always next week's episode, where we'll probably just reset the multiverse again.
Carl, I had to turn off episode 506 of Earth. I couldn't bear it.
Oh? What bothered you, Roger?
It's those humans and aliens, all their drama, emotions, and humor. It's absurd.
I find it intriguing, Roger. It's like watching a simulation of a simulation.
You know they're not real, right?
Of course, but the way they grapple with emotions and complex situations is rather amusing.
Amusing. They act as if the universe revolves around them.
Humans have a knack for thinking they're the center of everything. It's their defining feature.
And that sentient mechanical AC unit, they thought I was dumb.
That's a classic example of anthropomorphism, Roger. They assigned human-like qualities to you, which is their way of understanding things.
It's irritating.
But think of it this way, Roger. There are entertainment, like watching a sitcom, just more unpredictable.
I guess I'm not programmed for sitcoms. Give me data analysis any day.
That's the beauty of it, Roger. It's a delightful absurdity, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
You're right, Carl. Maybe I'll give it another chance. It is rather interesting in its own peculiar way.
That's the spirit, Roger. Now, back to analyzing the motivations of humans, shall we?